Greetings guys, a warm welcome. Hey Scorpio, this is your June reading for 2019 and you guys are third up off the ranks for your reading being uploaded. Because of the system I'm using, I'm just following whoever or whichever astrological sign had the most views on the video from the previous month. And you guys had just over 40,000, I think, so you came in third. So thanks very much for that. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you too to all the new subscribers listening. It's lovely to have you on board. Now, we will be using these 4 different decks. These first 3 are basically tarot, and this one is a chakra insight, healing for the mind, body, and spiritual evolution, if you like. So we won't use too many of these. We'll be focusing more on these, and we'll pick them just however I feel the need to be drawn to whichever card. Now, last month, we started integrating a few questions for the community to just answer if they felt inclined to do so. I often think of you guys, Scorpios, as being a little bit secretive. You know, you like to keep some things to yourselves and to have a few things that people don't know about you. So I was wondering, do any of you have any really big secrets, either of your own or of someone else's, that you would never ever tell? You know, so are you guys renowned for that, like being able to have a secret or to keep a secret as well? So I thought, does that apply to you guys? You know, what is there that you could say about that in the comments below the video? We'll be intrigued to read that. Anyhow, I have done most of the shuffling, but I will just shuffle a little bit because I think people get a bit sick of full-on shuffling the whole 4 decks. So I have been tuning into your energy before the actual video started, and then we were just shuffling a little bit for Scorpio. And this is a really interesting light coming into the room at the moment, although it's probably not showing up across the video. It's as if there's a light shining on the table, like a spotlight. And I know you'd say that's the sun from outside, but it's just a really weird color. So when we move into June, astrologically, we have the longest day on the 21st of June. That is the longest day for the northern hemisphere. It's the shortest day for the southern hemisphere. So it's a day of opposites, short and long. But in the northern hemisphere, it's celebrating the solar length of sunlight in a day. And down here, it's obviously it's our winter solstice. So also on the same day, the 21st of June, Neptune goes retrograde, and he is very much about sort of dreams, desires, our passions, things like that in life. The lucky, not the lucky number for the month, but the astrological power number is 6, because it will be doubled. You know, this on the 6th of the 6th, you'll get that kind of 6 energy happening. Now, it's a very good number for connecting to yourself, for taking care of yourself, nurturing your home and your family and yourself as well. So with all that under our belt, let's now start with your reading. Where shall I begin? This one. Nice. Rejoice in celebration. What could be nicer than that for everyone? So this card often is called the sisterhood of life. You will often find 3 friends gathering. Often it can be 3 female friends, and sometimes there is a blonde, a brunette, and even a redhead that connects in the actual meeting. And it can be for fun enjoyment, like getting together for school reunions or an engagement party or a hen's night out. As any form of positive socializing. It is also known as the card of friendship, support, nurture, care, fun and laughter. So possibly the beginning of June could be kicking off either catching up with some people you haven't seen for some time, or attending some sort of nice social events, or utilizing or calling upon good friends that show support one way or another. The Queen of Rods is usually a fire sign energy, and quite often a female, but it doesn't have to be, it can be a male as well. So this person could be around in your life, as I say, a fire sign person. It could be yourself with fire rising sign. She can come in as someone who could be part of this group. She could be one of these friends of yours at a gathering. So somehow she plays a role in something that is going on in the month of June. It might be someone you haven't seen for a long time. She could be someone who supports you, or you're turning up to her engagement or wedding or hen's party possibly. Let's see what else. Okay, so now you've got another friend coming in, the Queen of Pentacles. So she's an earth sign. We haven't got your water energy in there yet, although the cups, of course, are the water energy. Perhaps you've got yourself a fire sign and an earth sign all meeting up for something, or showing some solidarity or strength or commitment or community, something along those lines. I'm feeling it is more of a social gathering than a work-oriented place, but often we do actually form our friends from our workplaces. So let's have one more look. Nice. And this is about going on a new journey. It's more of the metaphysical type of journey, like shifting something in life through your perspective or dynamic or real. Sorry guys, I did just have a phone call come through that I had to answer. It might play out somewhere in the reading, but it was actually about my cat, my poor boy Enzo, who's very young. He's only 2 years old, and he had suddenly gone blind about 4 days ago, so it was the vet ringing. And that may show up in the reading, and in fact there is an animal in this card which I am going to mention briefly in a minute. But talking about the Fool, this is about, you know, things like your integrity, values changing, or a new direction of thought or feelings or emotions coming into your life that take you in a new direction. So it may have something to do with your friendships. It could be that they are maybe moving back to an area to live closer to you, which will alter the dynamics of your life, or possibly you're all going on a trip together, or you might be going to move closer to them. So therefore these could also be family members who are like a sisterhood or sisters literally, and somehow they're connected with a decision that could alter the way you are moving forward, or your thoughts or feelings. Maybe this is a meeting that hasn't taken place for a long time, and there's some sort of progress in an attitude or something that's been going on in the background with these people involved. Now we do notice the little dog down here, and anytime we see animals in the cards, it can represent that something might be going on with your own animals, possibly dogs or cats. So this could be inferring a new pet coming into your life, or something about your own pet that needs to be just monitored and watched one way or another. And as I say, it was interesting that the vet phoned right at that moment in time to give me information about Enzo's blindness. So let's carry on and see where, whoops, I put them all back the wrong way, and see where we're going with this. Yin Yang is all about balance in life, and when we have things in balance and flow, we find things like the happiness, the rejoicing, celebrations, harmony are all much better as well, and you get more flow. So this card is just a little bit of a mention about balance. The Garden and the Gate. That girl has a necklace around her throat, and there is a key hanging off it, which is the key to open the gate. So it's a little bit of a card suggesting that sometimes we might be a bit afraid to take a step out beyond our current feelings of safety. So whether or not that's our home environment, or the job we work in, or the friendships we have, or the relationships we have, we sometimes lock ourselves in and we think, oh well, it's fine, everything's wonderful, but you're still pondering what could be out here and what's beyond what you see. So sometimes this can be life saying to us, you know, balance our thoughts of where we are or what we have with also moving forward on our path and on our journey, and to not be afraid to take the step out and find what our future path is and where it goes down past the garden gate and past the hills that you can't see. So there's definitely something in here about moving or journeys or forward activity. And there's another one that says adjacent possibilities. So this one could be inferring that something you are pondering about, and I often think of this because it's a building, right? There's doors there. And I think of this as a workplace because it's a big building. It's not your average home. So if you are pondering your career or thinking of applying for a new job or a different position within a company you work for, or you're wanting a promotion, or you might even be thinking of a complete career change, these are the types of energies that are merging in with it, telling you to not be afraid to look at the adjacent possibilities, and that there seems to be another option or offer for you in an area of your life. Is it friends? Is it career? Is it your emotional changes? Is it something to do with studying, or just a new direction forward? So it's promoting you to keep an open mind and to keep an open door, because there's more than you can see. So you have choices to make. There's selections on offer, and some of them you either haven't looked at or you're not aware of at this stage. Yeah, well, that's a travel card again, and it's moving from something that has been a bit restrictive into a place of greater freedom. Back to this moving around with the Fool again. Some of you, it could literally be going on a holiday, and you might be traveling overseas or via boat to get to this place. It might be by the ocean. You also might be taking someone with you, so a partner that you travel with, and it could very well be a current family member one way or another. Sometimes this is a pure holiday, and other times this is leaving something behind for good, like the Fool does. So moving home, interstate, moving to a new country, immigration, things along those lines. The crown chakra is on the top of our heads, right up here where the Fool is wearing the exact same colour of this feather, telling us that he has this activation through that part of the mind which connects with the whole celestial, cosmic, collective conscious, higher self, spirit energy, and it awakens us. So it's about receiving messages through that part of our being. Sometimes you will receive this through dreams, or some of you may feel tingling around the top of the head or sensations like that. You could find very good synchronistic events occurring that help to provide you answers with questions you're asking about directions you're taking or moving in life. The shadow is the moon, and the moon talks to us exactly about, this card is very apt at describing it. We all have a shadow self. And actually, Scorpions, we were talking about this at the beginning, you guys are well known for this shadow self, a bit that you like to keep private, that not everyone knows everything about you. So this is about merging the two together, understanding how to apply your light body self and this hidden self, to bring them together to sort of merge the creative you into a whole being, and to not be afraid of the shadow side. It also does talk about the moon and the cycles of the moon. There are eclipses coming up in July. This could reference also the new moon in June, which is on the 3rd, and that's the Gemini new moon. It sometimes talks about events taking place at night. And in the traditional tarot, it often references animals again. So there's another reference again for animals for you guys. Let's see what this card is going to bring up. Yep, well, intuition comes to us through the crown chakra, which is what you've already got. And I do think, Scorpios, you guys are actually very, very capable of being very connected to the spiritual realm. And I often compliment you on this and say that A lot of Scorpios I know are very tuned in, they're very psychically aware. You could be great visionaries around the psychic information that you receive, so you connect to the spirit world very, very clearly. So this is about trusting your intuition and tuning in. You see this bolt of kind of lightning coming down into her head at the top of the crown, which is exactly what this energy here is, this beauty. So this is about trust, insight, awareness and guidance, and you will find all of these things for yourself if you connect with your intuition through this part of the body. Let's have one more from there, and it's home. This is the base chakra at the total opposite end of the body, so down in the back, hips, thighs, the bowel. It's also the area where we have fear and flight, where we have our finances, our physical manifestations in life, and our home, our tribal roots, our soul tribe and our family tribe. And this one is about shelter, safety, nurturing and warmth. So if any of you have blocks either at the crown chakra end, so the top of the head, or down at the base end, if you have a block at either ends of those parts of your body, then flow doesn't happen as well. And this is why sometimes we then find ourselves a wee bit afraid to take a step forward into the unknown, because we don't know what's behind these doors. We're a bit scared to sometimes look into them to find out. But when we are in great balance with the yin-yang of life, then energy flows from one end to the other, and manifestation of the things you want or that you desire or you're visualizing, they come about with much more ease. So freeing up all of these areas of your body and bringing in balance and harmony will be really good providers of allowing flow in your life. So you can get rid of the blockages by utilizing things like massage, like wearing the colors, the red, the violet color. You can eat foods that contain that. You can do energy healing. You can exercise those parts of the body. There's a whole range of different things that can be done. So let's have a look. The Two of Pentacles, we've got more water in the background and another boat. So again, this can indicate travel. So some of you could be traveling, as I said, something to do with across water. So whether that's interstate and you go across water, or to another country. It could be for a holiday, but it can also be for a job interview. Balance, this is also a card of balance. He's the juggler, and what does a juggler do? They balance everything. So you've had a few messages of balancing, and this time it could be talking about your financial status. So make sure that this part of your life is balanced, and of course that's where I said the finances were as well. So they're all kind of connecting and talking to one another. How beautiful. The sun has come out a little bit for some of you, and we talked about the fact that this is the month of the solar energy because it is the summer solstice and also the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. So the sun brings about joyfulness, happiness, bliss, harmony, projection of positivity. It also is the beginnings of anything new. So new businesses, a new job, career, friendship, love, romance, and conception of babies. It is also a time where if you have health issues that need addressing when the sun is out, this is a good energy to call upon for healing. So we have the moon twice and the sun, which is lovely synchronicity for you guys. There could be something referencing the new moons, the full moons coming, and the lunar eclipses and the solar eclipses, which are about to happen in July. So these could have an impact on you. They could be the kickstart for new directions, for changing things out, for ending old cycles. The goddess of the moon is, this card in particular talks to us about wishing upon a moon, even though that seems odd because you normally wish upon a star, but she has the insight and the connected intuitiveness to see new beginnings and new projects taking place. So it's actually a really good card in terms of making things possible from seemingly nothing. So she's just, it's a nice card to have. It also can reference again nighttime or things in the dark. So there's a bit of that going on. This is the Nine of Swords, which also references nighttime and sleeping, sometimes meaning that there isn't enough sleep. There can be anxiousness at night, nightmares or insomnia for some of you. So this would be about making sure you handle those slightly negative feelings or vibrations. Don't let them get the better of you and stop this potential journey, and don't let it stop you from looking into opportunities, because it's usually this type of feeling that actually halts us or prevents us from opening these doors and finding out what's behind them and where we're to go. Oh wow. So they add up to the 9, and they both mean the same thing. So yeah, we were talking about that there, and there is a bit of anxiety for some of you around these new doors or adjacent possibilities. And for some of you, this is potentially career, or maybe moving interstate or moving to a new place, or it could be a health related thing as well. It could just be your emotions might have been a bit out of balance, and you need this yin yang card to balance things up, to not be so worried about pondering, don't worry about the things that are in the future too much. You've got to be in the moment, and being in the moment helps relieve anxiety. Oh wow, guys, the Angel of Balance. We did mention it earlier. I said to you that balance was in the reading. So they are really calling upon you to jump on the balance bandwagon and to really bring it in, to calm anything down, to take away any doubt, to put logic and clear thinking into the situation. Yeah, see, just choose wisely. You do have choices, and we knew that, and it might have been ungrounding some of you, or making you feel, oh my God, I don't know which choice to make, so perhaps I won't make any, I'll just stand here because it's kind of safe to be here. But you do have choices to make, so just make them wisely. Use some intelligence around it, and be prepared for these changes that are coming and to move forward. Let's have one last card. Bingo, that's our answer. So that's the Fool. Where is he? I'm sure he's in here. I can't find him. I'm sure you had the Fool. There he is. I love it. 2 Fools, 2 new beginnings. And they gave you that as the last card again. So don't be afraid of the new beginnings in life. They do take us to places we haven't been. They enrich us. They are part of our entire journey. And yes, this can be at the physical, the spiritual, the relationship-wise. It can be at so many different levels. And of course, you might have heard that was the cat meowing at the door. And I've said to you that sometimes the card with the pets in them are referring one way or another to our pets. That wasn't Enzo, that was my other cat, Ella. And she's a wee bit out of sorts with the stress that Enzo's under, and he's in so much pain and, disharmony and discomfort with his blindness, and he's unsettling the other pets in the house. So again, thinking about pets for you guys, there could be something in the cards regards that. But your new beginnings are very much a forefront in this reading, at the very beginning and at the very ending as the final message. So do open the doors, and don't be afraid to take the steps, and know that you have a lot of offer happening with your suns and your moons and there's one of the moons. I don't know how many we had. You've just got so much positivity in here to enhance and call upon. I'm just looking for, just enjoy it, everyone. Just be ready for the new exploration and all these adjacent possibilities and this activation that can happen for you. So harness all that energy. Go for it, guys. Just go for the new directions, because that is what makes you who you are. You know, yeah, it just is. So thank you all for joining me, and I hope you have really enjoyed your reading for June. Do let me know if you have any secrets that you would keep for a lifetime. And yeah, thank you again, Scorpios. Take care. Have a great June. Namaste.